Welcome back, everyone. There's a look at my 124 scale crawler right now, and as you can see, the wheel base doesn't quite line up. Some of you may like that look. Then I wouldn't mind the front tires. It's not attached yet. I wouldn't mind the front tires being out forward like that. That'll allow for a steep angle approach. But the rear has definitely got to change, and get that to go, let's see, get that drive shaft up in there. It's going to have to be something like that. Let me put this further away. To be really high up off the ground, and considering this is a die-cast body and aluminum chassis, a lot of metal in here. It's going to be very top-heavy. These drive shafts are in a bind, except for when they are like this, which is basically out of phase. So this, in theory, should not work in this position. It should be binding up, but in actuality, it binds up when it's in a more natural configuration. So these drive shafts are out of phase, both the front and the rear. To get them in phase, I'd have to take them apart at some point and realign them. I'm not sure how easy of a task that would be. And I need to shorten them. Shorten them quite a bit. And if I can get, there's not much there. I was going to say, if I can shave 2 millimeters off here, I really don't think so. I might be able to get 1 millimeter off there. I can probably shave another millimeter off of here and get that pin to come up in there further. Right. Push that up in there. We can probably get a little more compression that direction. But other than that, it really isn't going to shrink down anymore. I can probably shave another millimeter off the output shafts on the transfer case. And all that would only be about 3 millimeters per axle, maybe, if I was successful. So that's 6 millimeters overall. That might be enough to make the difference. There's a lot of hot glue in there because I used hot glue temporarily to hold it in place. Get this reoriented. Hot glue is never a permanent thing, except for maybe if you're trying to bond paper together, but it's good for like a gap filler, and it does hold foam board really well. So I mean, there's a few things that hot glue is good for, but other than that, it's really not good for structural anything. So in the bed, I got room for a receiver and a battery. I might just take this plastic bed out altogether and lay a flat piece of plastic up here. Doors open, allowing access to the motor area. The motor is removable very easily. Then in the hood, we'll have, I need a very fine screwdriver, but the hood opens as well. I can probably put a small ESC in there. It's a 130 size motor, just a scrap 130 size motor I had laying around. So it looks like I'm going to have to make some really complicated suspension geometry in order to make this work, because like I said, this axle is basically going to have to be, put this back into compression mode here. Come on, get in there with one hand. So forget what the front looks like, but that's basically where the rear axle would line up visually, roughly. But if you look at the mounting points here, they go up at a severe angle, so I'll have to come up with something. But that's the only way I can tuck the wheels up in there correctly. And the drive shafts are not in a bind when it's like this for some odd reason, because they're out of phase. But there's an update so far, and or maybe I can make some custom drive shafts. I might do that before I pursue making some custom suspension that will work with these weird angles. Have a good day.